Hello, 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 hello. This is BJO Guitar Lessons, session number 10 for beginners. And you're not going to see my face because I'm going to show you the right side of the guitar. And then we are going to do some right hand work today. So this is kind of a right hand lesson. So we can kind of do this because I haven't really dedicated a lesson to the right hand. And I did get a question on the right hand, so I thought I'd do it. Remember that you can always buy your footstool. Let me show you this real quick again. And you should always buy a footstool, and that way you can put your foot on it, and it makes it so much easier. So that way your guitar is like settled in. So hopefully the camera's right on. First thing I'm going to do is show you the different picks that you can pick up. There's all kinds of picks. There's these kind. I don't know if you can see the name of that. Probably not, but it's kind of a cool looking pick, huh? And then there's other ones with holes in it too. A little different. And then there's kind of these big ones that you can play. And so for today, I think I'll play these. This is a thin pick. This one's a little medium, and I kind of like these. They got the hole in the middle, just so in case you want your skin to feel your skin a little better. So, skiing on skiing kind of feel. So, a pick is kind of held like that. Now, as you see, my nails on this side of my hand are long. And that's because I play classical guitar. And when I do play electric, I actually don't use a pick. I actually play like that. I hold my thumb and my index finger together, and my nail is a pick. So it's a weird tone, I know. But from playing classical, I can kind of, quiet sound, brighter tone. But one thing about playing with my nails is it's very hard to be consistent. It really takes a lot of work. And people that play with picks, they usually are so used to these picks, they can really find a consistency with them. Okay, but that's how you're going to want to kind of hold it. And, you want your guitar to be relaxed. I'm so used to classical music that you can see my wrist kind of comes over here and I'm almost in a classical position, which is an arched wrist, where a lot of electric guitar players are flat. They're really flat on the neck or on the body of the guitar. So they might play like this with their fingers out. They might play with them in. Some people play like that. I tend to play a little more with my fingers close to the strings here, these fingers, just in case I want to pluck. So if I'm playing electric and I want to play a chord, so I'll want to use my fingers. And sometimes if I want to play an arpeggio, I might just want to play it like that. So you could see how that's how my fingers work, so you know. Now most people are just playing guitar, learning guitar. They're going to play with a pick like this. So let's kind of get to it. And what we're going to do is just make sure that when we play these basic scales that we're working on, we've kind of gotten through just the regular name of the notes. So I'm going to name these notes out loud so you can, from prior lessons, you know where I'm at. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So now we're repeating, right? E, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, repeating, F, G. And that's all we're doing because we're stopped on this G right there. So you got the 3rd fret. You guys see that? Sorry, I won't do that often. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just working on E, F, G. And it might be just you want to do that. So you just want to do the, you don't have to do the whole scale like 3 octaves. You can just do the 1 octave. Now when you play with your right hand, there's 2 ways to play this. That you can put your fat, see how my fat of my hand, this part right here, is kind of right on the bridge. And if you notice, if you play it like that, all it does is kind of dampen the string. But when you're playing electric guitar, it still sounds cool, you know? So it just does a little staccato on it, which is staccato just means you shorten the vibration of the note. You're shortening it. And so that's just flattening your hand, the fat of it against the bridge. Again, if you do it up here, it sounds like poop because it doesn't do nothing. Sounds like you're underwater, right? But if you do it close to the bridge, it'll staccato. And but it still makes it resonate pretty good. You could lift your hand up just a little bit, and then you have a legato, where you can hear all the notes ring out, right? Nothing stopping them. Okay, so you want to work on both. That's what I would do. But you know, you're just beginning, so just take it real slow. And some people hold the pick a little more sidewards, a little slices the string. Some people hold it more flat. Again, I don't know because I don't play with one, but now what you can do too is just you can work on keeping your. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strike it and stop it with my pick. See how I did that? I struck it down and then I stopped it just by lifting a little bit up with my pick. So I hit and then I stopped it as I'm going to pluck up. See how that looks? So it's staccatoing it, not with my fat, but actually with the pick. Now the reason why I'm showing you that is because in order to play your scales a little faster as you guys get better at this, you want your pick to always be in the ready position. And that's going to take some practice. You're just going to have to sit there and go. And then put some fat on it. Put your fat on the bridge. Now the cool part about that kind of style is when we switch into this. Whoa, metal. But I want you to hear this so you can see how this works. So when you get an amp, and you got your fat on the bridge and So you can see where. So the cool thing about the distortion is you can really hear the muting of your string. If you didn't, it just kind of rings real. But if you mute it, you get that which is in a lot of like rock and heavy metal influenced music. So, and you know, which is kind of fun. Right? So it's kind of that sound. Now what that does is they're going down. And then they'll do maybe some up and down. So that's why I wanted to show you that, because it kind of sounds cool if you have your distortion kind of on, you know. So let's go back to just the regular, and we'll turn that back up and get that going for you guys. Okay, so what we're working on is just that, right? And then open it up, get your fat away from the bridge, a little off, and I'm just hovering. And sometimes you can put your fat back here, behind, a little bit behind the bridge, so it doesn't even affect the vibration of the string. See, right when you go over the bridge with your fat, that's when it mutes it. But if you go back over here, it doesn't. So hopefully that makes some sense. I think it would. So you're going to want to work on with it open. I mean, just let it kind of legato. We'll call legato. Just let it flow. And then work on your staccato. And then work on just a real emphasized staccato. And just go slow. You know, just so you get the feel of what that feels like. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so that's how you practice your scales with the pick. Okay, and you just keep working on that, and it's going to feel weird. Your shoulder might get a little tired. Mine does too, because my technique on my right hand with a pick in it doesn't feel good, because I'm just not used to playing with these picks. It's been 8 years since I've held these things, so it feels a little awkward. So I kind of tense up. Sometimes I'll tense, and when you don't want to, you want to just be relaxed. You want to sit up when you play, though, so you're not slouching and you're too much all tensed up there. If you sit up real straight, then your hands and your arm will be better with the guitar in a more natural position. So let's go into strumming. Strumming patterns and guitar picking patterns are based off of tempo. And tempo is the speed to which you're playing a song or a series of notes or a series of chords. So you can have a fast tempo or you can have a slow tempo. And it's every piece of music usually has tells you what kind of tempo it is. And in the olden days they would name them like minuets or tangos or names like that. And that was a specific tempo to that name. because that name described the kind of song it is, the kind of rhythm it is, and the kind of tempo that they usually are. So we don't do that today. Today we just kind of say, oh, this is a faster tempo, or sometimes we'll use beats per minute. But within a beats per minute, a tempo, we can also change the rhythm of something, of our notes and our chords, and that is because you have, to create different rhythms within a tempo, you need to be able to have fast playing notes and slow playing notes. And they are all in the right tempo when played correctly, but they you can play some notes fast, some notes not so fast. So how this works is you got to first get a tempo going. So like I always suggest a little metronome on your phone that just goes. Now I don't have one on my phone right now, so because my phone's got too much space. So I'm going to type in here in Google metronome. And if you do that right now, it's going to bring up a metronome. And watch this. You guys can hear that. And it started at 100 beats per minute. That's the tempo. That's 142. So that's some cool techno. Boom, 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 boom. Right? You can take it all the way down. I don't know, what is your heartbeat? Anyway, but that's kind of 66 right there. So let's just put it on 66. And now you don't know too many chords right now, so play anything you know to be a chord. Or if you want, you don't have to play a chord at all. You don't have to use your left hand at all. You just hit the guitar. Okay? And how this is going to work is you're going to hear that beat, and then what you're going to do is just go a downstroke. So you see how I did that? So all I did is I just played with this just down. And how my hand's working is I'm a little bit loose in my playing. I'm not so flat. But you can't play muted. Like I say, you can play with your fat close to the bridge, and you can and just get that feel. Okay? And then what you do is now we'll play like we'll call this we'll put a note in between the beat. So boom is a beat. Boom, 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 boom. So you got that in your brain? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. We'll just count it like that right now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You could count it 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You could count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2. You can count it so many things, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can do all kinds of stuff. So I got a little ahead of me there. Sorry. Okay. So, but we're just going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're going to go down, up. All right. Okay, now that's pretty easy. That was pretty simple, I'm sure. Not too hard to do that. You guys are like, man, that sounds like poop. Well, it's because you're not playing a chord. But if you played a chord, if you played just what we did before, where you did E, G sharp, and B, and you just played those. Then it sounds different, but it doesn't matter right now. Sometimes what I even do, if I don't really care to hear what's going on with my left hand up on the neck, because I'm not really practicing with that, I'm just practicing this right hand, I'll even put a scarf over my neck up at the top by the nut, but like on the second fret, I'll just put a scarf like a handkerchief and just tighten it so you can't really hear the strings at all. They don't vibrate anymore. You deaden it, but it's just so I could just play and I don't hear the vibrations of the strings, because I'm not really playing a chord, and it can get kind of annoying when you're just hitting it like that. But so if you get sick of it, you can put that on. So again, we can now put on our metronome, and we'll put it a little slower. I'm going to put it on 60. And it's rocking. You can hear that. Boom. So now what I'm going to do is let's try to go 1, 2, up, 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 1, 2, up. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I'm going to try to go down, down, up, up. Okay, so hopefully you just work on that a little bit. So down, down, up, up, down, down, up. But it's all within the beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I'm counting it now. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the reason why I want you to work on that upstroke is because some of the cool songs. You know, those are kind of cool, huh? The little reggae. So that's real popular sound. So it's nice to have that. I'm just going up. So you want to work on that. Down, down, up. Down, down, up, up. Down, down, up. Down, down, up, up. Down, down, up. Down, down, up, up. So let me give you a real popular kind of and so what that is so there's all kinds of little variations. But you know what you're doing is you're just kind of going with the feel of what you're thinking in your head. Boom, boom, bam, boom, 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 bam, boom, boom, boom. So maybe you emphasize, when you emphasize a certain kind of stroke, it kind of brings something a little different. Because when you're going down, you hear those bass notes. But when you're coming up, you hear those high notes right off the bat. So everything, your rhythm is going to be really dictated so much by how the song should go as far as its tempo and its rhythm. Um, you could always change it, change songs, but if you want to play it like it's sounding, then you have to, you got to hear the strokes and go, oh, it sounds like sounds like down, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, up, or let's try it like that. And you can do it vice versa too, and try it and see how it sounds. So, um, so let's see. You guys are working on the down, down, up, ups, which is great. And now what you can do is make up your own pattern. So now that you've kind of worked on down, down, and up, up, and you're kind of getting the feel of that motion going. Think of what it would be like if you just kind of, loosened up and you just, right? You just kind of went, right? Because some songs are like that. So sometimes they're just going back and forth, And so you kind of want to work with your pick. And again, my pick's kind of, I put it a little bit, it's not, I like it a little bit when I'm playing like fast, I like it a little bit tilted, not straight on. I like it a little tilted, kind of a little moving. But like I said, I'm not used to a pick too much, but you just work with it. What feels better to you. Might be at different times it might feel a little better the other way than you did it before. But the more you do it, the more you'll have a consistency rolling, and you'll pick it up, and whenever you play it, it'll be a lot like what you did before. So work on just those back and forth fast too, but then make up different patterns that you want to do. And then if you want to play a down up, down 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 up, you can do that. You can go down up, down 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 up, down down up, down 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 up, down up, down 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 up. You can do however you want. Try to think of songs that that are real kind of just simple songs, and songs that are familiar to you, of course. But think of what maybe the guitar rhythm is kind of like, or the rhythm of the song, and then try to mimic that. I grew up with a dad he played a lot of guitar and just a lot of guitar music. So sometimes I'll just think of, just different songs, and just you kind of play with it, So you can, just an old Neil Young song, but you can see I'm just thinking off the top of my head how the song kind of sounded and kind of emphasizing whether it's through a downstroke or an upstroke, different rhythm patterns. So, but you can play every song slow. Did you know that? Like even that song that we just played, you can just go. As long as you're playing in the right tempo, right rhythm. But what happens when you go? Still sounds pretty good. So you can see how you can get better and better with your right hand, and then you'll know kind of a little more of what to do or what to emphasize to make it cool. But it's just knowing rhythms. So you always want to like learn your whole note, quarter note, eighth note, 16th notes, and triplets. And I know that sounds like a lot, but if you look up, like in music, you have a measure. So you have a place like this, right? And within that measure, which is like a sentence in music, you have a beginning and you have a period at the end, right? In a sentence. Well, in music, you have a rhythm in there, right? And we're told at the beginning of the song what the time signature it is. And I'm not going to get into that right now because it'll get you confused, but just so you know, you can play a lot of rhythm patterns within that little sentence, right? You can play down, up, down, down, up. You can play those down, ups fast. You can play them slow. You can play one fast. You can play one slow. You can play two slow, one fast. You can do all kinds of stuff. Long as it fits in that sentence on the beat, in tempo, it's going to work. It might not sound exactly like the song that you're playing, but it will work. You could play with a band or something, and long as it's in tempo, it's going to function okay. So that's how you want to work it. So you got some scales to work on, how you're picking, and you have some up, down, downs, up, down, downs, and different things like that, right? Just trying to get that hand working, and then you'll be able to really move in different ways. Okay, so hey, thanks for joining us in session 10 for the right hand. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.